Good. Beautiful clear lake. Houston. Good. Gonna be meeting a dog that looks like a Pitbull. Maybe an extra L bully. Good. Good. Hey Chris, how you doing? Erwin, oh my God, the dog. Wow. Look at this dog. Jeez, I'm just backing up to get him on camera. He's a gigantic pit bull, huh?
Yes.
Did you ever get to speak to the guy and see what he was sold as?
No, man.
My God.
For this I was born.
My name is ErwinValderramos, and I'm the dog messiah, lover of dogs and persons. Watch, I'll show
For
you.
this I came into the world.
Good.
He's been working.
Hey, handsome. Good. Hey, buddy. Yes. He's very. Yeah, he's very. He's very friendly, but he's very overbearing. Yes.
Yes.
Is this typical for him?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Normally, when he sees somebody new, he'll come up and do that and just sniff.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily jump up on them. He seems pretty excited.
Yeah, well, I smell different than everybody else.
Yeah.
I have dogs, little Frenchies been crawling all over me, little Yorkies. Is this because of the dog?
No.
I've never seen one of those. Because some dogs, are smart enough to turn the lock.
Oh, okay.
And then because you have this, they can figure this out and then figure this out and let themselves out.
So it's just an August lock.
Okay, good. All right, it's an August lock, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of those. And most people don't have a handle like this, so I haven't, a lot of people have a regular doorknob.
Yeah, so I
Good.
have that
Hi,
August
Henderson.
lock and I have one on the garage. It's just a way for me to be able to get in and out without.
Okay. Yeah, he's a beautiful dog, but yeah, he is for sure a little. He doesn't have any. He's a crotch rocket, that's for sure.
Yep.
Good. He's beautiful. Remind me his name, please.
Tank.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. When you said his name, he looked at you very quickly. He's very receptive. Now, you said he plays with kids almost on the daily basis, yes? Man, he's a major crotch rocket. Okay. And is he a crotch rocket with the kids as well? Is he overbearing like this? Is he a little more patient?
Yeah, he's not as
More
interested.
tempered?
He's not as interested in the kid as he is in like playing with the ball.
Is he?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he it's almost like he's focused on the ball, and then
Okay.
the kids come and engage and play with him with the ball, and then it's just it's full
Man,
on
he's
play.
big.
Yeah, he's big.
He's like a giant pit bull. Okay, and then when he meets people at work with you, is he this way as well? He's
Nope.
basically
Nope.
sniffing them as if they were a dog.
When he meets people at work, as a rule of thumb, he's probably following me around.
Is he?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like if a delivery driver comes in, he'll come out and he'll just stand there, kind of looking at the truck.
What a
Usually
beautiful dog.
It's an 18-wheeler or something like that. He just hangs out. He kind of knows the routine. He
Yeah.
knows that there's a guy that's going to get out. He'll walk
Yeah.
up to the guy. He'll sniff him. He'll come back over and then he'll just hang out and watch what's going on.
Yeah, and what was it? Did I tell you he looks almost chocolatey to me?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful dog.
Yeah. He's
My God, he's gorgeous. He's just beautiful, and he's put together really beautifully. Good. And he's got a good little body on him. But yeah, so okay, at work he's not overbearing like this. He's not all up in everybody's crotch or anything like that.
He can be. You know who
Okay.
he's overbearing with? People that give him a lot of, praise. Like a dog person
Right.
will come in and,
Yeah.
and as they start to regurgitate all of that, forget about it, dude. He
Yeah.
loses himself.
Yeah, well, I definitely smell different than everybody else. I'm gonna smell more like a dog than anybody else. But yeah, he for sure has. He is a little overwhelming with. He's a crotch rocket, that's for sure. Good. Handsome. Okay, let's go see how he is in your yard, please, if we can.
Yeah.
And I see you have that choke chain on him.
Yep.
Does he normally wear that?
No, I put it on him, actually.
You just did?
Yeah. During
Okay.
the day, I usually don't leave it on him.
He has nothing on. He's completely bareback during the day.
Here in the house, yes.
Okay. What about at work?
He wears the choke chain.
Okay, because you take him to work with you almost daily, yes?
Every day.
Every day, okay. What about that day on, I want to say Friday, was it Friday or Thursday, that you had an exceptionally long day with a lot of travel? Still good sit, still goes with you?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he rides well with you everywhere you need to go.
He doesn't travel with me. I have to get into plants, Erwin. So all the plants have MARSIC level security. I can't get in anywhere
So then,
with him.
what do you do on those days?
He stays at the shop.
Does he really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And who becomes like the leader, or who becomes in charge at that point? Because I tell you what, he knows you're in charge.
Yeah.
He feels it.
Yeah.
He's like waiting for you. He's being very patient. Almost looks like he's about to bark at you to let him out.
Yeah.
But who becomes the person at that point?
So there's two other guys that are pretty stationary at the shop.
Okay.
Ken and Pete.
And he likes them or loves them?
He cares about both of them a lot.
Okay.
He loves Ken.
Does he?
Ken is a dog dude.
Okay.
So he's just good with dogs.
Okay.
Pete, I'm pretty sure he thinks that Pete's the last guy on the totem pole.
Right.
He has peed on Pete before.
Damn! I was a little bit worried he was gonna do that to me.
Oh, really?
Well, keep in mind that I have dogs, and I might have a female dog right now that's coming into heat.
Gotcha.
It's hard to tell.
I gotcha.
You know, it's hard to tell. You know why? Because, during the storms that we had, it wasn't as hot, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, then when it starts to get hot again, so especially like my Russian dog, he stops eating as happily or as thoroughly as he normally does.
Oh, okay.
But also happens when a female starts to come into heat.
Uh-oh.
So, and the one that I have potentially in heat is from Arizona, so it's not like I need to send her home. If she was local, that's what I would do, because they'll get the howling. So I don't know which one of those two it is. It could potentially be that. So I thought maybe he might pee on me, but he for sure, the way he was sniffing me up and down, it was kind of like I was a glorious fire hydrant. Right, so that he wants to hit. Let's go ahead and let him out, please, so I can kind of see that exchange.
Yeah, hey.
Man, he is gorgeous. He's streamlined just the way that I tell you. So there's a band dog that was pretty well known in the band dog circles before the internet was what it is now, named Dogs of Life, by a band dog breeder, trainer, Lucero. And a band dog, believe it or not, if you get a Neapolitan Mastiff and a Pitbull, a larger male Pitbull, and a female Neapolitan Mastiff, you end up with dogs that look a lot like him. My God. Boy, he almost peed. He might have hit that ball too.
Oh, he pees on the ball all the time.
Does he? Okay, so he pees on his toys?
He pees on his toys.
Okay.
Sometimes he pees on himself.
Okay.
So he'll lift a leg. His attention will get, like, oh, wait, what is that? He'll drop the leg down and he'll pee on himself ever so
He doesn't
slightly.
scale that stuff that you have there?
No.
He can.
Sure.
That dog can be trained to scale this fence. He's extremely athletic.
Oh, yeah.
This video is not likely going to do him justice, because when you sent me the pictures, I was like, Jesus Christ, that's a handsome dog.
He can jump.
He's got a presence about him.
He can jump.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised he doesn't scale that.
He doesn't mess with the fence at all.
Well, and I like what you did there. Did you do that before or after him, or did you already have that there? Okay, that's a good idea. I have that similar to that as well. I always recommend for people to do that.
It's really, really cool.
Okay.
The gentleman used to own our house.
Okay.
He just wasn't super neighborly.
Okay.
So when the fence thing happened, it was all his show.
Yeah.
And there's new neighbors there now, so I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Do they have a dog?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of? Do you know what kind of dog it is? Bigger dog, smaller dog?
He's a big dog.
Okay. What is the interaction there? Does Tank pay any attention to him?
Zero.
That's a blessing.
No attention at all.
Wow, that's a blessing.
That
The dog's got a big, beautiful pair of testicles too.
That dog comes over across the fence and barks at him, and he just like it's not there. It's weird, to be honest.
That's a blessing. That's a major blessing. And the other thing is, we were talking about him marking, and I would be very honest with you, Chris, but I'm not smelling any must here. So he's not marking right around here necessarily, you don't think?
Well, not on the patio, but yeah.
Okay.
See that spot right there?
Well, yeah, but that's not the patio.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the fact that he's
No,
not doing it on the patio, I got goosebumps. The fact that he's not doing it on the patio is, again, exceptional. Good sit, Papa. Wow. He's almost got like a cat-like grace about him. What a beautiful dog. Yeah, and I'm telling you, when you told me the story of how you acquired him, I thought it was gonna be just like a. I mean, this looks like a tremendous dog, and he's got high trainability. And he definitely loves you. He's very bonded to you already.
Yeah, we're a little bit past the 3-month mark, so he's been really good. He loves water, Erwin.
Does he?
Oh, I can't get him away from that water hose, dude. He knows the water hose.
Okay.
He knows how it works.
He likes to be sprayed with it?
He loves to be sprayed with it.
That's fantastic.
Loves
Okay.
it.
So giving him a bath is not a problem.
He walks into the shop and
That's
looks at me like, oh,
Let's
let's
do it, dude. All right. Baptize me. All right. So then, speaking of water, if you take him to a place where there is like a pond or a body of water, is he in?
I don't know.
You haven't done that yet?
I haven't.
Okay, we're gonna have to test that out just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he does like water, then well, and then let me and if some of these things I may have asked you, but just again for reference and for the video's sake, how is he with other dogs?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the main reason you called me, because he reacted right out here. Yes.
With the leash, yes.
With the leash on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I have seen him with one dog, and it was at the
Mhm.
shop. It apparently was a stray.
Okay.
So he was running around the shop. He came into the shop at one point, and the guy that owned him finally got to work and let him out. And I don't think the guy saw that there was a stray dog, so he played with the dog, but it was a very domineering type play.
Okay.
Like he was stepping on him.
Okay.
So he would pounce on him, he'd step on him, and he'd kind of.
And just to be clear, you're talking about Tank was very domineering. Okay.
Yes.
So
And Tank would sit there looking at him, but wagging his tail the whole time.
Yeah. Well, story checks out, because let me tell you something. So the way he greeted me was a very dominant greeting, right? Almost kind of like, almost like if you're the president and he was a Secret Service.
Yeah.
Checking me out, making sure I don't got anything on me.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm safe to be around.
He's ready for
Yeah, he wants that hose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him. Okay, so, and I'm curious to see how he behaves when we go back in there. Is he going to be a little bit more aloof about me, or is he still going to be very, very curious in terms of checking me out? So, I see what you're saying. The issue with him, obviously, and this might not even be something that you're interested in doing, is I would be careful about taking him to a dog park, because that domineering behavior will piss another dog off like him.
Sure.
Will piss a dog that's like him off.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't, if another dog approached him the way he approached me, or like you're saying, approached that other dog, he would probably want to fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants to be he's a very dominant dog. He's very sure of himself.
He sure is.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with how he was brought up over there at the shop. The guy that he was brought up with is he has a lot of machismo.
Okay.
And all of his buddies that come there and hang out, they're just oozing with it. They're
Dude,
all
the guy's just okay that you have the dog now?
Totally.
Just good that he's your dog now, huh?
He was in trouble. He was in financial trouble, and
Yeah.
he cares about the dog.
Yeah.
So he just didn't want the dog to suffer, but he was leaving the dog in that warehouse.
And the dog was suffering.
I mean, 100%.
Well, I never judge people that find themselves in a financial situation and are looking to rehome a dog. Bless them. I understand completely. And it's good that, this dog was yours from the beginning. He just had a different path to you than a regular one. Yeah. Dude, what a dog though. For real, like I'm going to go as far as saying, like, out of all the rescue dogs, he's the most gorgeous rescue dog I've ever seen.
He's a good looking dog, man.
He's beautiful.
He used to come hang out with us all day at work.
But
Come.
And he's still going to work with you.
Every
So
day.
you're
Sit.
saying, like, before he was your dog,
That's it.
he'd go over and hang out with you all.
100%.
Okay. Fantastic. Man, what a beautiful dog. The way he trots, the way he moves. Dude, I'm going to have to find a video of Lucero. Lucero was probably a little thicker, but man, so much like him.
I'm hoping
Dude,
he'll
that
get a little
intensity
bit.
too.
I'm hoping he'll get a little broader.
How old is he now? 15 months, you said?
15 months.
Yeah, he'll get thicker.
So right in here, he's already gotten a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
He was just a bit more streamlined, but
Yeah.
I top his food with ground beef every day.
Nice.
I give him.
You cook it or is it raw?
I'm cooking it.
Okay.
I'm cooking it. I haven't done the raw.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared to do the raw,
Really?
but I know he can probably do the raw.
Of course you can. He's a dog.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll have the Hershey squirts for a day or two, but I'm
But
sure
he'll
he'll be
get
able
past
to do
it. The raw would be so much healthier for him and better for him, to be honest with you.
How long
Yeah.
does ground beef stay good in the fridge if you're doing raw? Like if I buy 4 or 5 pounds of it, I probably should buy it a pound at a time or something.
Well, no, you'll save money if you buy 4 or 5 pounds, but just break it into meal-sized chunks and bag them individually so they won't freeze and stick together.
Gotcha. So put it in the freezer and then pull it out and thaw it.
Yep. So pull it on thaw it the night before. Another thing that I would do if I were you, and I do this with all the dogs that come with me for training, so when he comes with me, if you're okay with it, I'm going to do it. I don't charge anything extra for it. But I get the chicken thigh leg quarters. You can get them at HEB or at Walmart. Do like a 10-pound bag of $6 or something cheap like that. And I freeze those individually, because if you freeze the whole bag is one big solid frozen mess that will be impossible to break apart. But I freeze those individually and I pull them out and I give them to the dogs as like a frozen ice cream.
Oh yeah, cool.
Right?
I
So
do
you
that
could pull one out and give one to him out here. You don't want to do it inside the house.
Yeah.
Dude, and he'll just chill out here and tear it up. And that's going to make that mouth work so hard. His jaws are going to get humongous. Dude, he's going to get ripped. And it's raw. So that marrow and that bone is going to be good for him. The only time bones can be dangerous are when they're cooked.
Yeah.
But a raw chicken bone is going to bend. It's going to be malleable. Good shit, beloved. Okay, very good. All right, let's take him back inside. I'm sure he has energy for days, but let's take him back inside, and then we're gonna start seeing about leashing him up. First, I kind of want to see what leash you normally use and put him on the leash that you use, and then let's take him outside. Hi, handsome. Man, a beautiful dog. Just a gorgeous animal. I'm telling you, this video just doesn't give him justice. He's really broad too. I know you want him to get thicker, but he is.
I don't necessarily want him to get thicker. I just want him to be a nice, healthy, weight.
Yeah, well, he's a healthy weight now.
He was a little thin
Was he?
at first, yeah, and I think he was a picky eater with his former owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of that, Erwin, is that he was just feeding him, real shitty food.
Yeah. What a beautiful dog.
So he's not a picky eater with me, dude. He's extremely food driven. When I go to feed him and I grab that bowl, I ask him to sit on that mat, and he sits on that mat and salivates in a puddle.
Okay, and he waits though.
He will not move. He'll wait right there until I'm done. I put the food down, and he just sits there staring at me.
Okay.
The beautiful eye color, gone. His eyes are black.
Are they?
He's full dilated,
All right.
dude. I'm like,
And this
wow.
is with the ground beef.
This is with the ground beef.
Bless you for doing that. You know, the thing is that I'm a big fan of giving. I make what I call chum. So the chum is basically, it's a protein based. The last chum that I made was ground beef.
I feed that with the beef on
Okay,
top.
is that that's high prairie? That's not high protein, is it?
It's high prairie.
Right, high prairie. High prairie is the name of that one specific flavor, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, you wouldn't want to do high protein. You know, when that's too much protein for him to have.
Okay.
A lot of times people will buy a dog like high protein food.
Yeah.
And the only dogs that really need that are dogs that are out in the field like hunting all day long or working. It's too much. Yeah, so he doesn't really need that. But that's a fantastic food. That's a wonderful food, and especially if you're embellishing it with that ground beef, that's a blessing. Another thing that I would do, if you haven't already started doing it, is I would add a dollop of yogurt to it. You're already doing that?
This is his. I get this at Costco.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you add that to the meal. That helps with the probiotics, help with digestion.
Yeah.
And he should be really, really good. So yeah, you know, I make chum. Another thing that I like to do is I'll get canned mackerel or canned salmon.
Yeah.
The canned mackerel, I buy it with not in brine. The easiest one to find is in brine, but that's just salt water. You don't want that. But I get the canned mackerel in its own oils. You can get it at Walmart. It's only $2 a can. So I'll mix that up and I make a chum. And I blend all that together and I pour that over the... Oh, dude, awesome.
Sardines.
Yeah, man. I love sardines too. Again, getting them in their natural oil or in vegetable oil is fine. The brine is just salty water. So see, you know what I do is I'll get like a can of mackerel. Sometimes the protein is a can of salmon or mackerel. Yesterday I made it with ground beef. I found some ground beef that was, 2 pounds of it was discounted. I was gonna go back in a couple of days, so I always scoop that stuff up. I did it raw, and what I normally do is I'll mix water in a pitcher because I'm feeding several dogs.
Sure.
So I mix water in a pitcher with yogurt, and I mash it all up. And then like I put a can of sardines in there because it was small, and I mix it all up. And the ground beef is raw, and then I pour that over their food because it's a little bit. So it's like a chum, like what you would use for sharks.
Yeah.
And I mix that, and I blend that together, and then I put a dollop of yogurt in there. And I mix it, and that's what I feed all the dogs. Okay. And it'll get them, and I tell you, man, like all the dogs that come with me for training and are with me for 4 or 5 months, by the time they go back, they're like bodybuilders. They're jacked up, but they've been getting that all real protein.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will want to use canned food, and canned food is convenient, but the meat inside the canned food is not very good meat, and it's definitely not graded for human consumption. You can make it that much cheaper by getting the real stuff. The good thing about the canned fishes, the sardines and stuff, is that it has omega-3 and 6 fatty acids. I have to tell you something. So from the way that I came in, he's very dominant, very domineering, and him being a crotch rocket is just him like patting me down. Do you know what I mean? And it was kind of respectful. Instead of using this side of the hand, he did use this side when he was, rubbing my genitals, right? So I do appreciate that. But now that he knows I'm cool,
he's chill.
He's just chilled out, and he's more focused on you than me.
This is him all day at work.
Is it really?
Chill.
Yeah.
Super chill.
Dude, you hit the lottery with this dog, and he hit the lottery with you too, man. So you're very good to him. You're a very good dad to him. I'm very happy to know both of you and know this story. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the leash that you normally do. We'll start off with that. I do have a leash and training collar on me, but let's just kind of go and see what's up right now walk-wise.
This just in case he takes a shit.
Man, what a gorgeous animal. Jesus Christ. So typically on walks, in case he doesn't demonstrate that for us now, is he pulling you? Is he lagging behind? Is he tempered in his walk? What's going on?
It's all of the above.
Is it?
If you ask me to narrate a walk with him, he's excited in the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
So he has a tendency to pull.
Okay.
So we're in a bit of a conflict.
Okay, a little struggle. Yeah.
And then once he normally gets his poop out of the way,
okay,
or he's 3 to 5 minutes in,
okay,
so all of a sudden he becomes very chill and he
Does
stays
he?
at my side.
Does he?
He starts to nudge my hand because he knows that I carry treats with me.
Okay.
So a lot of times when I'm walking, I stop. I'll change directions.
Oh,
and I'm
awesome.
expecting him to stay
yes.
with me.
Fantastic.
If he doesn't stay with me, he doesn't get a treat. But if
Okay.
he does all of those things well, and when we stop, he sits, I'll
Okay.
pop out a treat on him.
That's fantastic. He's understanding delayed gratification, which is amazing. And the treats, are they soft? Are they crunchy? Okay. Liver treats. I love liver treats.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I have them on rotation on Amazon.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and
Come on.
go on up. Come on. Man, and he's not peeing in your house or nothing. There's no dog odor in here.
No, he doesn't.
That's pretty amazing because you got those groovy speakers there. Dog would love to hit those.
Really?
Hell yeah, dude. Listen, so there's a lot of things that this dog is overachieving at. It might just be your natural aura.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just your energy and everything that has him, like, I don't want to say falling in line, but following in that order, because he's not hitting those. He's not peeing on the patio, which is unbelievable. He's not reacting to the other dog. It's all unbelievable stuff. So it's kind of a mystery, because especially considering this dog really didn't have any proper training or anything like that.
No, he was good with his former owner.
Yeah?
He never leashed him. It was
Okay.
always, you know, come over here,
Yeah.
we're going this way, we're going that
Yep.
way. But he was around alpha guys, and these guys weren't gonna let this dog
Yeah.
like get one up on him.
Slip up.
So yeah,
All right.
everything that he did with them,
Okay.
he had to fight for.
Okay.
They made it hard on him.
Okay.
And so that's why he's like, when other people are around, he makes sure that he's positioning himself, in my eyes,
Yeah.
to be number 2.
I see.
So, and he gets a little, you know, a little competitive.
Okay. And really quickly, so have you ever taken him outside out there off the leash?
No,
Okay. But he is off the leash at work.
all day.
Okay. So he has a pretty small radius. He stays kind of close no matter what.
He stays very close.
Okay. And then if you, like when you opened the door here, when I came in, he was fixated on me. So I was checking me out, scoping me out was higher value than bolting.
Yep.
But does he ever try to bolt on you when you open that door?
He hasn't.
He hasn't tried? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I
very
don't
good.
close my eyes to it. I
Yeah.
think that there's always that possibility.
So you're aware of it?
Yeah, but he hasn't displayed that tendency.
All right, very good. Let's go ahead and take him outside then and see.
Can you sit for me? Good sit. Come.
It's okay to close it, yes?
Yeah.
Well, we have a decent bit of shade right here, so that's going to work out. Oh,
He's a tall lizard.
did he?
Yep.
Okay. Let's kind of just do what you normally do when you bring him out.
So
Does he
usually-
normally have any interest in peeing, or
Yeah, he likes that pole right there.
does he?
Yeah. But he just peed, so he may just be interested in walking.
Okay. So do you think he likes to mark? You know, most male dogs, they want to mark on everything.
Yes.
So regardless of whether or not they just went pee,
Yes.
they're still trying to shoot a little out and advertise, so to speak.
Yep.
So he does like to
Yep.
mark.
Yes. And I
See,
would,
that's marking.
I would much rather him get all of that out of his system.
Shit. He does hit himself in the legs often, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I keep wipes in the house.
Do you?
And daily I wipe his
Okay.
legs down.
Let's bring him this way, please. I'm trying to keep him in the shade so we can keep his energy high. What a beautiful dog. He does seem to look at you often for guidance. Maybe thinks we're going back inside now.
Come on, babe. Come on. Yeah, he likes to lead, Erwin.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. He likes to lead.
But he's not really dragging you ever, is he?
No.
Okay. Exceptional. And just standard loose leash walking. It's exceptional.
Yep.
I mean, this is, again, for loose leash walking, this is better than average.
I'm working with him, Erwin.
Yeah, most dogs are going to be dragging and pulling a lot here, but he's not. I mean, and he's really focused on you.
Mm-hmm.
He's very handler focused. Again, this might change, and I'm always going to be very honest with you, but it seems like it's high trainability. Just so in other words, if I was looking for a training dog, and I was looking for one that was out of the puppy stage, and I'd be looking for a dog like him, making a lot of contact, energetic, doesn't seem to be very stubborn.
No, I do
And-
think that he definitively wants to please me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to know what it is that I want.
So the incident that you had with that other dog, when they started barking at one another, where along were you?
When you take this left right here,
Okay,
that bridge that you crossed over,
right,
it was on that bridge.
okay,
I was going that way,
okay.
and she was coming this way. So she was on that side.
Oh, it was a lady with her,
Yes.
and then her dog was a, what kind of dog did you think that was?
You know, like a mixed dog. It was very border collie-ish.
Okay.
Just a little, like, stature-wise, a little taller.
And
So
they started going at
fun.
one another from across the street, though, yes?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It wasn't a they. It was that dog was walking with her and started to sort of growl and bark.
Okay.
I wouldn't know whether it was an aggressive growl or bark.
Okay.
But it was a growl or bark, and that set him off.
And he became unhinged.
He came unhinged.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during that whole time, if you did try to touch him or anything, you weren't worried about him reaching over and snapping at you?
I was not worried, but I didn't touch him.
No? Okay.
I didn't even, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't have that thought.
What did you do?
I was trying to get his
oh, I remember. Didn't you pick him up, didn't you?
When he was passing out.
Oh, shit.
So at the point where he was passing out.
Damn, it was that intense?
Yeah.
Because he was on this choke chain, yes?
Correct. Yes.
All with that leash that you have?
Yes. With
Damn.
This right here.
Damn. Okay.
So
he was choking himself out?
Yes. Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Yep. And he I can tell you without a question of a doubt, just being around this dog for 6 months, you know, at work and then here.
Yeah.
He was all in. He wasn't.
So then let me ask you something, because right now I've noticed a couple of different times. I'm still standing where I was when we stopped walking. You have moved several times.
Yes.
Because of him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you've compensated for him.
Yep.
So then that day you weren't compensating, you were standing still?
Correct.
Or so was it that even when you moved, he was pulling with such vigor that he was still choking himself out?
When I saw that he saw the other dog, I put him into a sit.
Okay.
And I wanted him to just sit there and behave while that dog went by.
Okay.
So I was trying to make sure that I had his attention.
Okay.
So we were facing that way. The dog was on this side, and I had him here, and I wanted him to look at me.
Okay.
So when he would look away, I was trying to get his attention.
Okay.
As the dog got closer, I know that food, he's driven by food. So I usually carry the little pouch right here.
Okay.
And so I put my hand in the pouch, and usually that's enough.
Okay.
Just putting my hand in, boom.
Is that high value for him?
Super high value.
Okay, that's a good potty. That's fantastic.
So
that
that day he just wasn't having anything of it, and it kind of surprised me because I put my hand in there, and he immediately lunged, and he got a good probably 2 feet.
Okay.
And he was on his hind legs, so I held him back.
So you weren't stepping forward?
No,
okay.
I moved back into the grass.
Okay.
So at that point, when I moved back into the grass, that's when I noticed that his hind legs, I was like, what's wrong with his hind legs? I couldn't figure it out. Shit. And so I came around him, and he was already fallen over.
No way.
That's when I picked him up. Yeah.
Damn.
So I was like, oh, Jesus.
And I mean this with all the most respect in the whole wide world, but you're a hero. Because you noticed that, but not only that, but there's also something that happened within the family too, yeah? Didn't you dive into a pool after somebody? One time I pulled somebody out of a pool.
That was my pops, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, my pop dove in to get one of my cousins. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In New York, in a fountain.
Okay.
She was a little baby.
Okay, I've heard that story then.
Yeah.
Everybody sitting around drinking.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so awesome. And the reason I know this is a family friend. Yep. So I knew that. All right, fantastic. All right, so I'm excited. So we're going to change a couple of things up. Okay? And dude, I got to be honest with you. We're ready to rock and roll. I mean, the dog has a good amount of poise. You seem to be doing a good job handling him. There are some things that I would nitpick, but those are just nitpicks. They're not things that, if we were just casually having a conversation, I would think in my mind, oh, he's messing up. So there's no red flags. Okay. There are things that I would nitpick just because I'm a professional trainer.
Yeah.
But that's nitpicking the hell out of things, right?
Nitpicking.
And I'll nitpick those things while we're handling, but for now, we're going to change things up. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change what we're using.
Okay.
So choke chains, you know, I use them often, but I use them with a different purpose. I tie them into a ball, and we'll get into that later on, a few weeks down the line. I rarely ever put a choke chain around a dog's neck unless I'm working with an aggressive dog and a reactive dog. Again, so we may end up putting the choke chain back on him in some situations, but I tell you the reason for it is because most dogs, once they feel like they're going to lose consciousness, they calm down. Not him. So the choke chain is kind of ineffective. Let me give you an example. It's tapping out. Yep. So let's say that you have an aggressive dog, okay? And he starts to act aggressive. If you start applying pressure on that choke chain and the dog starts to choke, he, like most people, are going to tap out. But you know, there are some fighters, UFC fighters or whatever, MMA fighters, who won't tap out. They're choke me, put me to sleep, partner, because I'm not tapping out. He's a put me to sleep, partner, because I'm not tapping out. So that's why you have to grab him.
I said that because I don't like that. I don't like that chain, and that's the reason why I asked you when we had our conversation. what kind of collar, because that's something that I do want to get is a regular collar.
Okay. And we'll see. And I have to be honest with you, at the moment, a regular collar will be an ineffective way of training him because he's not soft enough.
I got you.
So he's not a difficult dog, but a regular flat buckle collar, so to speak, those work well for soft dogs. And those, a dog can choke themselves out too, because they'll be, but you see, and the choking doesn't bother him any. So you're going to probably dislike this even more, but this is how we're going to have to go with it. And I can explain why. Yes, I actually have it in my pocket. So this is a prong collar.
Yep.
You've seen one of these, yes?
Sure.
Okay, do you have one by chance? Now look how small this one is.
Yeah.
This is the smallest that I could find. So the manufacturer would recommend one 2 or 3 times bigger than this.
Sure.
But I tell you, if you want to have a dog that is going to listen to you off the leash, you need to start off and train with the lightest equipment possible.
Interesting.
This collar and my leash are going to weigh less than just that collar by itself.
Yeah, I believe
and less than that leash. So that brings me to the leash. See this leash here?
Yeah.
This is a 6-foot puppy leash. If I could get a thinner leash, I would. And look at that clasp.
Tiny.
Weighs nothing. So we're going to put this on him and take that off of him.
Okay.
And we're going to start using this. Now the prong collar, in the situation that you found yourself in, thank God you didn't have the prong collar on, because it could have pissed him off.
Oh, really?
Well, it'll piss him off.
Oh, wow.
You know, people don't realize this, but let me give you another example. Like, some people will try to do the ignorant thing in your situation. Well, instead of calling a dog trainer, I'm going to get me an e-collar and shock his ass whenever he starts. Well, may I tell you, a dog that is dominant enough, in that context, you shock him, he's going to get even more pissed off.
Yeah.
In fact, when you're training a police dog or you're training a sport dog, oftentimes to get that extra hard bite out of them, you introduce a level of pain to the biting process, because it pisses them off even more.
I got it.
So an e-collar can be a good deterrent, but only when the dog is already conditioned and understands what he's doing is wrong. It's very possible that this dog didn't even understand that what he was doing was wrong.
Sure.
And it's possible that if he was wandering by himself off the leash, he wouldn't have reacted,
Sure.
because he would have had no interest in proving himself.
Yeah.
It's possible that he was trying to defend you.
Yeah. I agree.
You see what I mean?
Agree.
And may I tell you, the way that you handled it when you were talking and you were like trying to get his attention and get him to sit, dude, that to me, I'm picturing it no different than, you know, a fighter in the corner being talked to by his coach.
Gotcha.
Hey, you got to duck. Fuck that left jab. You know, when he does, do you understand what I mean? So in his mind, he could have been translating all that as you're giving him the pep talk. You're telling him when to duck and weave. You're telling him, do you see what I mean?
Yep. So maybe not the best move. Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Because with some dogs, a soft dog, again, a golden retriever, that might have been perfect.
Yeah.
But this is a warrior breed. Whatever the hell he is, he's a warrior. I mean, he's built like a warrior. He looks like he could be in the Coliseum. Yeah, he's a gladiator. Go ahead and bring him on out, Dad. I'm going to pause this video briefly to put this collar on him, okay? Yep. Good.
Do I need to spin it around and get it up here?
That's fine. Wherever it falls for now is fine. And these GoPros, they eat batteries. Well, I should have got another battery. Okay. So very good. We're gonna start off with the very first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do leash taming. We're gonna try some of it here. Believe it or not, leash taming is a little more difficult with a dog like him who's tempered in his walk. Much easier when you have a dog who's forging ahead and wanting to pull. Okay. So leash taming is very easy. The rule is you're going to turn and go 180 degrees, or you're going to turn and go in the opposite direction rather that he is moving in. So when you start walking towards me, if he starts getting ahead of you, you're going to very quickly turn and go in the opposite direction. Okay? So you're going to try not to pull. Good. And another thing is, we're going to want to stop making the sound. So see there, when you said, hey, and you made the noise,
yep.
We're going to want to stop being a GPS for him. We're going to want to start having him, perfect, pay more attention just naturally, yes? Good. So he's actually, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so turn to your right then, please. Perfect. So even that subtle movement of him kind of veering to the left, turn to your right again, please. Oh, perfect. That's perfect. So you're naturally letting the leash bite him. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Turn in the opposite direction, please. Perfect, good. Okay, so I have to point out a few things, yes? Turn back towards me, please. Turn to your right. So not that time, and you'll see it on the video, but the very first time, go ahead and slow down and come to a stop, please. The very first time that I asked you to turn around right now, the moment that you turned as you were walking towards me, he looked up at you.
Yep.
So what I want you to do is I want you to kind of keep your attention on him. So try to maintain eye contact.
Okay.
If he glances up at you, I want you to say the word good.
Okay.
Especially if he turns with you.
Okay.
So if you turn and you notice that he looks up at you and turn, you want to say the word good.
Okay.
Ideally, while you make eye contact and maybe nod your head approvingly.
Okay.
To convey to him that he's doing the right thing, yes?
Okay.
If you turn and he doesn't turn with you, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to turn and allow the leash to have a good.
Good.
Perfect, good, 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 perfect. Good. And then when you get here, turn to the right, please. Good. So you're going to ping him. Do you see what I mean by that? Yep. Whenever he does the right thing, you're going to ping him verbally. Oh, so see, I wouldn't have stopped walking. So that was good. I like the way you popped him, but I would have kept walking. So you don't, yes, I would have kept walking. So you don't want to come to a stop yet. You just want to keep walking, especially if he gets ahead of you. Turn to your right, please. Good, perfect, perfect snap. Turn to your right again. Good, perfect, turn to your right again. Perfect, good, good, good. Turn to your left. And this dog's doing amazing. Turn to your left again, please. Good, perfect. Now turn to your right. And now when I ask you to turn around, go ahead and turn around. Start to come towards me. When I ask you to come to a stop, you're going to start slowing down, reining your leash in so that he can't get ahead of you. And now this is going to be a tricky part because I'm going to go with you. Start to slow down, come to a stop. Start to apply pressure up towards your left shoulder blade. Perfect, perfect, just like that. Perfect, perfect. Keep doing it, keep doing it. Keep applying, keep going. Okay, I'm a little bit worried just because about the heat there. So listen, grab this leash the way, no, stay, hold your ground, hold your ground. So see, you want to apply pressure like this. Oh, see what happened?
Yeah.
Good, 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 okay? What I'm worried about though is him being on the hot concrete.
Okay.
Yeah, so bring him around here. So look, so there, you can't lose your faith.
Okay.
So there as you started walking, so when you get into training, it has to be consistent.
On.
Exactly, so even in this situation here where you kind of walked off to your right,
yeah,
then we're losing our faith. We need to either put ourselves back into his position, and there's nothing wrong with you positioning yourself on his right-hand side and him on your left.
Okay.
It's kind of like you're teaching a kid, a toddler, how to dance. Very good. Turn to your right, please. Good. Keep coming towards me. Turn again. Good. Now start to slow down. Start reeling the leash in, and then, nip, keep walking. Perfect. And apply pressure. Good. So if you apply it up towards your left shoulder blade, more of at an angle like I did, he's going to go into a sit. He'll be compelled to sit. You see what I mean?
Angle, like what angle?
Towards your left shoulder blade a little bit more.
Towards
Perfect.
the left. Okay.
And it's okay to use your other hand if you need to. It's okay to use your right hand if you need to. So cut some of that slack out, please. There, and pull. Again, cut some of the slack out. Perfect, let it go. So you're going to teach him how to turn pressure off. So you see that bite is pressure, you're dominating him. Whenever he sits, the pressure has to be released. And in time, you're gonna get good about feathering the pressure.
Okay.
So that when he lets go, it's not as janky. Okay. You'll see what I'm talking about, it'll be smoother. Okay. That's just gonna take time.
Okay.
But from now on, whenever you're going to come to a stop, Chris, you need to slow down 50% your last few steps. And as you make your final step, you're going to apply pressure up towards your, you know what, it was your right shoulder blade. That's why you were moving like that. That's my fault. No, it's your right shoulder blade, and you're going to apply pressure up towards your right shoulder blade so that that motion causes him to go look up and prompts him into a sit.
I got you.
Do you see?
You're looking at me. That's
what it is. Yeah, I'm normally really good about that, man. You know what it, man, I tell you, I gotta be honest, you know what it is with me is, you know how when I called you on the way here, I worry about the heat with dogs, so the heat stroke. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he can't sweat like you and me. Yeah. And honestly, man, I tell you something, I think earlier when he was walking in there, he was looking for water.
Yeah, he probably is.
He's doing good right now, but we just got to keep those signs. Now, the next thing, we're gonna move right along because the dog and you are gonna be very advanced very quickly.
Okay.
In fact, dude, if this dog already had a bond with me, I'd be like, I'm ready to take him. He's ready for next level learning. But again, I need to establish a bond with him. All right. And I'd like to come out and do maybe a class when you have time at work as well, just so I can get a feel for him there and see how it goes there. Yes. So now the next thing is the next rule. From now on, Chris, whenever you come to a stop and you place him into a sit, if you don't touch him, the stay is implied.
Okay.
So touch is a release. If you do not touch him, so if he were to stand up right now, you're not going to be upset with him. You're not going to even say the word no. You're not going to make any sound. You're going to very calmly start applying pressure up towards your right shoulder blade, forcing him back into that sit.
Okay.
The moment he sits, you let go of that pressure.
Gotcha.
But you have to be steadfast here. Unless you touch him, he is not allowed to move. So with that being said, whenever you are ready to move, you're going to, either with your right or left hand, with your forefinger, you're going to lightly tap in between the eye and the ear and start walking. Okay? So look, apply pressure. Good. Cut your slack and apply pressure, please.
Oh, he didn't sit.
Nope. Yeah, cut your slack. Rotate with him, rotate. So he's facing the same direction and he was perfect. That's good.